morning, everyone. Hi, it's Rose. Oh, I can't tell you how many videos I've made in the last month and then just not finished them. I really am not sure what my hesitation is at publishing. I felt super sensitive being in my craft room this past month because I haven't felt well. So I'm going to try something short and sweet and simple. I have this freebie on my coffee site right now. It matches the Enchanted Confections fussy cuts that are there. It's got a lot of these little like Halloween guys, and I wasn't sure how this particular kit was going to go over. I really loved it, but it was so kind of almost simple and childlike that I wasn't sure if others would. So if you like this style of clip art and Halloween stuff, let me know, because I can easily make papers and a journal kit that goes with it. I just wasn't sure. So let me know. This freebie here is part of our 4x4 challenge that is going on Facebook. You do not have to join Facebook to be part of it. You can use the hashtag that I'll put below in the description box. But basically, a 4x4 challenge is working with a paper that is 4 across and 4 down. These images, a lot of my kits have this style of page in it, and there are so many things that you can do with it. It's part of why I usually include it, is because for me, there's unlimited possibilities, and I really enjoy pushing my own creativity that way. So the challenge is to start with a 4x4 paper. You can start with one of these freebies, one from one of my past kits. If you're working in a kit of mine and I didn't actually include a 4x4 freebie with it, or if it didn't have a 4x4, you can write me and I'm happy to supply one. It isn't very hard for me to do. But what I want to get at today is I just want to give you a quick 10-minute JJ Make video on creating something with this page. So the first thing I want to do here is I'm going to this page here. This is printed single-sided on the Epson Premium, or just the Epson presentation paper. So that's the thinner paper. I think it's 24 pounds, and it's just printed one side. Okay, I have that, and then the other page that is in the freebie I printed on the premium, which is 48 pounds, so it's more like cardstock, because I'm going to use a few pieces from this as well. So, and that too, this is just printed single-sided. So what you're going to do is, first of all, just you're going to trim your paper's edges, and we're going to leave the sides open because we're going to use that part, but I mean the long sides. We're going to trim off the edges here. And then I'm going to score lengthwise here. I'm not going to push too hard, so that I've been lately pushing a little bit too hard and it's gone through further than I wanted. So we're just scoring along the long edges here. So I also want to score on the edge here and the edge here. So for this project, you'll need a way to cut your paper, probably a bone folder. You'll need some glue, anything that you might want to embellish your ephemera with. Pretty simple tools needed. So then I'm just going to also cut now. I'm going to cut these into 4 strips. Okay. And I'm cutting these ones just a little bit into the design itself so that it's just a little bit smaller than my bigger pages. You can see, I don't know, you can see that. It's just a little bit, just enough to kind of make a little bit of a difference, because I want to be able to create the idea of the cover and then the pages. So you'll probably trim this a little bit later too. So we'll set this aside here, these pages for now. And then from your cardstock here, you're gonna need to cut it doesn't matter which pages you use. You choose what you want, but you need two of these side by side. So I'll show you what I mean. I need two like this and then a single one. Okay. So here's what we're working with. One single one. And you can create unlimited pages, so if you want to use all 4 of these, you can. You don't have to. And we need 2 of those. So that's what we're starting with. And this could be made with any 4x4. So I'm just showing you that basically you could use just one sheet if you wanted to, like by putting these on cardboard here. It's your choice. Okay, so I also want to score down the middle of these 2 pages here. And then on the single page, this one here, here. What I want to do here is just, I'm going to fold this down the center. And then I need to create a spine. So this scoring will end up being, you'll see here. It can be, it does not have to be precise as far as the width. You can judge the width that you'd like to have. know if we can see this, but we're going to end up with I'm hoping to show this better. I'm so sorry. Okay. Can you see that? Make it a little bit clearer once I glue this together. So let me glue this together because it might have been easier to show you what it looks like glued together before you do your score. It's up to you. If you glued it together before you score it, that's okay. So my scoring makes it so that I'm just creating a spine, okay? So you can create it the width you want. Can you see how it's a spine now? And these aren't exactly precise, but they're pretty close. So, but my book does need like the double, it seems to anyway. Okay, so this is going to be our spine here. So at this point, I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to work with making sure that my covers are folded and pressed nicely together in the score. We'll set those aside, have those ready to go. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which one of these is going to go first. So basically, let's fold our papers, get those ready to go too. So each one of these folds needs to be folded and pressed. So if I'm going to pause the camera and do that off camera. I'm going to do that for every single one of my pages so that all 4 of my pages are folded. Okay, I have these folded now, and this next step is completely optional to you, but I'm going to ink mine, and I'm not going to use ground espresso. I'm going to look for my black soot. I'm going to ink with black soot because a lot of the elements of this are black, and then because it's Halloween, so I'm just going to ink the edges of my pages, and again, that's optional. So I'm going to do this inking off camera so that I don't take up more of your time. But before I switch gears to do that, I want to mention to you that it took me a long time to get my Facebook back, and really what I understand is that the queue for even communicating with Facebook is that long. It literally took from February until the summer for them to review my profile. Some of you might or might not know that it had disappeared, and so what I was really cautious on where to put our community, and I'm really glad that it gave me the opportunity to start Substack because there's some pretty awesome offerings there too. There's an ATC, you can get some free ATCs over there on Substack. And I'm really trying to work on my writing. I really enjoy writing, and I've got stories I want to tell. I'm just trying to get to the point where I'm able to sustain myself on this. A lot of artists have spouses, or they have other people that help them, out, or they have other jobs, which, to be honest with you, if I could work at a different job, another job, it might make creating a little bit less stressful for me. But I feel gifted enough that I'm doing well to support myself with my art. I have a lot of health struggles that I end up with, and this particular lifestyle, this particular way of being seems to support me, because I often don't feel well, and I couldn't work at another type of job. So what I'm getting at is that I'm grateful that Facebook has kind of reinstated things, and I'm hoping that what we can do is revitalize our community a little bit more. I feel like it's been neglected, and not on purpose, but when I'm one person, it takes the enthusiasm and the energy for people to show up and reach out to one another and befriend each other, comment on each other's work, and kind of being the person that you would like to encounter in a group. I feel like that's, without me having to say, of course, this isn't that's what I hope we can continue to create. And I think some of you have been holding back a little bit because we disappeared for a while. So rightfully so, you're wondering, is it okay to, pour the energy back into the group? And I'm wanting to kind of affirm to you that yes, that I've really made the decision to go ahead and do that. Though it's not like the main place for marketing for me, it really is the center of the community for me, and the community on a whole means so much to me. It's such a wonderful community. There's so many incredible people that I've met along the way, and some of you may know like those people because you interact with them in other groups. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for the people that have come along the way, and then maybe they decide to do something else. Looks like I'm almost going to get all the inking done in that little thing that I wanted to say, but I really feel like it's important. I'm encouraging you to download this freebie, give it a shot of creating something on your own that is from a 4x4, and then sharing with us in the group what you made. Do that as a challenge for yourself, to feel strong and good enough about your work that you're willing to take that shot at vulnerability. Because I think working through the fear of vulnerability, I've been doing that so much in my personal relationships, and it's so challenging for me. I am so, I'm sensitive. That's because I'm an artist. They kind of go hand in hand. So I'm going to guess that some of you are also sensitive too. But this walking through fear, to be vulnerable enough to show off, what you're creating, really becomes a skill and a trust and a way of offering yourself some self-love. So I hope you do that. I hope you download the freeway, or whatever the journal is that you're working with. Come share with us what you're making. Okay, so now that I've glued it, I've successfully inked everything in the black soot. What I want to be able to do first is to create my little book spine here. So I'm going to add some glue on the edge of one of your little covers, okay? And I'm going to glue the pieces together. Okay. That. And then the other one goes on the other side. Just put a little bit of glue here. In the Ashen Bloom kit from this month, there's quite a few of these little pages. And in fact, I think I even included some book covers for making books like this in the Ashen Bloom kit. So if you're working with the Ashen Bloom kit, that'll work. But There's plenty of pages to create this same type of effect, which would be cute to go with the Ashen Bloom kit, but also I think it would match with stuff other than the Ashen Bloom kit. So what we end up with is something like this. Here's the spine and then 2 sides here, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is glue our pages together. So what we'll do is I'm going to cut my edge off. I'm going to start with one of these first, and then I'm going to add one of the girls, and I'm basically just gluing these together as if it were a long strip. Getting that straight when we glue these together is kind of important because it helps our book to match up. Okay, so then we'll cut off this edge. I think this enchanted confections would make some really cute treat bags. I'm not like a really creepy, ghouly person. I'm so sensitive. I get nightmares and stuff from that. I didn't used to, but I do now. This stuff doesn't bother me. In fact, it brings me quite a bit of joy. So, and my grandkids are grown up. Lillian, it's her birthday today. Oh my gosh, she's 15. Yeah, they're not so much into like little treats and stuff. I miss that part of, you know, the being a grandparent is when they were a little bit younger, but maybe I'll be around long enough to be able to enjoy their kids. That's my hope. Lillian's 15. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of trim the edges here where these meet so that I can't really tell where they meet. And then what I'm going to do is basically glue my pages together. So back to back, I'm going to seal up my pages. If you wanted to, you could leave these open on the top or the bottom and use it for making like pockets. But I'm going to pay specific attention to how I place those down, and I'm going to leave this lip open on the one side. And I'm just going to fold them back and forth and fold my pages together. The main thing that I want to do is pay specific attention here to where my pages meet. So we'll do a couple of these and then I'll do them off camera. Just adding glue in a square and folding it over. Okay, and so I'm going to do that on each one of these pages. Last one I'll do with you, and then I'll meet you on the other side of my gluing. Right. So you can see what's happening here as I'm creating these little pages for my book. Okay, so you can kind of see here. Yep. I'm just going to right now, before I move forward, I'm going to just ink a little bit again and make sure if there's any places that I missed that I could see where it might be helpful on the edges. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come right back. What you can see here is I've got my little pages, and then I've got these two little hinges here. It's like my little signature. I think you could do a couple of these, and these might be even fun for like, I don't know, little Christmas gifts or something. I don't know. It's a cute little notebook, but so I'm going to add glue on, right, this is my front cover here, just on the edge here. And what I'm going to do is glue in my signature by placing this in the center. Oh. Okay. Right. Now, it's quite possible, it's up to you, if you were making a bigger book and you wanted to use the same type of binding method, you could add another piece of paper here and here to kind of help keep these together, but I'm not going to because it's already bulky enough around the spine and this is a tiny little book. So next thing I'm going to do is glue in the front cover. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of I actually want to probably add glue to all of this right now, because part of what I'm doing is I'm wanting to see how I've glued those together, but now I need to also glue that to my parts of the back cover together, right? This part here needs to be pressed down really well. I'm going to use my bone folder to do that. I'm pretty, oops, oh no. I just created a little bit of a thing in my book. Be more careful than me, please, with your crafting. Don't get in a hurry. Started to think about how important it is for me to get a hold of Lillian today. They're hunting. I kind of lost my focus. So, but make sure you push these in, the covers in on the edges there. And then it can be decorated how you like. I think it needs a little bit more ink, but you can see just creates a cute little book. So thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you in the Facebook group or on the coffee site. Thanks again. My name's Rose. So appreciate you. If you like my content, please like and subscribe to find out when I release another video. Have a great day. Bye.